And we can flicker the Overlord, and we have him. Hello my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I am playing with another Final Fantasy commander. This one is Gogo, Master of Mimicry. Gogo is a 2 colorless and 1 blue for a 2/4, and for X and X, so double the amount of mana, and tap Gogo, you can copy target activated or triggered ability X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. This ability can't be copied and X can't be 0. So basically Gogo, when you go to activate different triggered abilities, you can use Gogo to get that multiple times. So if you have a land that when you put on the battlefield, if you like a fetch land, you crack it and to go get another land, you can use Gogo to pay the mana and go get multiple lands depending on how much mana you put into that ability. If you have another effect where, let's say we take over a creature, we have a lot of different control type spells in here. If we use Gogo's effect, we can take multiple creatures over. So the goal of this deck is to get a lot of value out of Gogo. Because it's a mono blue deck, we obviously have a lot of counter spells like mana drain, counter spell, etc. We do have some creature removal cards in here like witness protection, utter insignificance, etc. But the rest of the deck is really focused on some planeswalkers, controlling the battlefield, taking ownership of things that your opponent controls, and getting value out of Gogo by duplicating the effects of activated abilities multiple times. So let us take Gogo, Master of Mimicry, into the queue and see if we can get some value from the Master. Let's go! Our very first game is against Saheeli. This hand has some ramp, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Hopefully we can get Gogo onto the battlefield and then crack the Misty Rainforest. Okay, let's take the Mass Manipulation, put under the Chrome Mox. And we're going to cast a Mind Stone here. Opponent's also going to cast a Mind Stone, perfectly fine. Let's put down an island. Let's get out our commander. We're going to move our commander to the command zone and remove the perpetual effects because he killed it with the house meld. Go ahead and get out our commander again.
Prepare to marvel at my masterpieces.
Let's go ahead and crack our Misty Rainforest. We're going to activate Gogo's ability for, what, 2? 3? We're going to activate it for 2. So now we can get 3 islands here, which is pretty awesome. Look at all that mana. We're gonna say blue. This first game already highlighted the power of the of Gogo's ability. We basically got, what, 3 lands for free, essentially. I'm hoping our opponent casts some 1 or 2 big things, but doesn't kill off our commander. Opponent has some serious mana. He's going to turn the token into a Mind Stone so that he can take it, essentially. We can cast the... We're going to cast the Sahil... Cast the Bolas's Citadel on the Sahili. And then... Let's see here. Let's not do anything right now. Though we could draw more cards with the Mind Stone. That could be good. But yeah, having our opponent's commander, as well as getting so much mana onto the battlefield with our commander Gogo, but stealing his commander as well, is just too much value. On our turn, what we're gonna have to see what we draw, but I think we have a serious advantage here. So good game. Our opponent goes first, and he is playing Rofellos. So pretty scared about this matchup. We do have a Gemstone Cavern, so we do have a little bit of early mana advantage. I'm going to go ahead and try this, but this is going to be a difficult matchup. What do we want to get rid of? River's Rebuke is the most expensive, so I'll go ahead and exile that. Opponent gets out a Burgeoning, so he'll be able to put down another land whenever I put down a land. I'm hoping our opponent casts Rofellos. He does. That's actually pretty good for us. Let's go ahead and cast Unable to Scream on our opponent's commander. What we need right now is another land. That is not a land, but we can cast Impending on the Overlord. We did draw a land, so that's good. Oh, what do we want to get rid of? I don't want to get rid of any of these, but... I'm going to say... Ugh, this is tricky. Teferi, I guess. Let's put down a land here. Opponent has some very expensive cards. Hits us for 2. Let's put down the Obscura Storefront. And then I think we're going to cast Thassa. And we can... have her ready to go when we cast something else. I'm hoping our opponent casts some sort of big creature so that we can steal it. Okay, we are getting beat up here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and ramp here with the Might Stone and Weak Stone. Let's draw some cards. We did get another island, which is good. One more and our Overlord can come out. It's good to keep up some counter spells here. Return an elf, untap, activate once each turn. Yeah, I'm going to counter that. I know there's some sort of combo you can do with that specific card. Okay, we are getting hit pretty bad here. Let's go ahead and get out our commander. Let's go ahead and put down another land here. We'll keep up the counter spell. I'm not gonna flicker Gogo. We do get the Overlord of the Flood Pits onto the battlefield. So our opponent is gonna ramp here somewhat. Our opponent is going to cast a Primeval Titan. We're going to say no. Opponent's going to attack us with the bird. We'll block with the Overlord. I don't know if that's what our opponent wanted to do. Let's cast Control Magic here. And we're going to cast it on Nissa. And let's swing in with the Overlord. Do we want to copy that effect? I don't think so. I think we'll hold off for a moment. We want to discard a card. Let's discard the Otawara here. Let's put down the Evolving Wilds. Let's use blue mana, and let's go ahead and get out Jace. I'm going to zap the Halfling back to our opponent's hand here. Just trying to cut off his mana source more than anything else. We're going to keep up the Evolving Wilds. And we can flicker the Overlord, and we have him. Whew. That was a close game. Rofellos is no joke, but that unable to scream basically neutralized our opponent's commander for the entire game, so he couldn't get out a ton of mana, cast cards like Cityscape Leveler, March of the Ents, etc. So with green, if you can control their mana, it really does help the game quite a bit. Good game. Okay, we are playing a blue and white deck, Gem Lightfoot, Sky Explorer. I'm going to go ahead and keep this because of the ramp. And the Cavern of Souls is pretty good too. Put down a Scalding Tarn. Let's get out the Chrome Mox here. And let's put a Whelming Wave underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and crack the Scalding Tarn. Get an island. Now let's put down a Cavern of Souls, and we're going to say Wizard so we can get out Gogo without a counterspell. He could still have some removal, but that's okay. Opponent's going to discard a card to use Solitude on our commander. We'll put him back in the command zone. Put down a tap land, we're gonna pass the turn. Opponent's gonna consider. Jump Lightfoot is a flying vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, draw a card. So let's go ahead and get another land out, and then let's get out our commander again. Our opponent cannot counter it. He can, however, plot it, so that's an interesting move. We'll decline on having him go back to the command zone. Opponent's going to draw some cards, probably looking for a land here. Opponent does find his land. First, let's get out our commander. He can't counter that anyway. Then let's go ahead and cast Narset. We're going to go ahead and look for a card. Blue Sun's Twilight or Ristic Study. Let's go for the Blue Sun's Twilight here. We're going to end the turn. Opponent's going to push our commander back to our hand. Perfectly fine. Opponent is enchanting his creature so that he can swing in. Let's put down a Obscura storefront here. We're going to get another land. Let's go ahead and get out our commander, which he cannot counter. Pass the turn. Opponent's going to hit us with the Aven here. It's our turn. Did draw a land, so that's good. Let's go ahead and use the Mistrise Village. So that our next spell cannot be countered. Let's go ahead and get out Tezzeret. Opponent says, oops. Our opponent wanted to use Orim's Charm, but he waited too late. What he should have done instead was, once I activated the Mistrise Village, then use Orim's Charm if he wanted to do that. But our opponent is going to be in a world of hurt because we can basically cast Time Warp, Temporal Manipulation, multiple spells to take multiple turns, so our opponent is not coming back from that. Thank you, my friends, for watching another one of my videos. This one featuring Gogo, Master of Mimicry. Gogo is a lot of fun to play. It's fun to really duplicate the effects. I would put his power level at probably a C tier. maybe even a low C tier. You need a lot of setup to get a lot out of Gogo's effect. You first need him on the battlefield. You then have to pay X twice to get the benefit from the effect, and then, you know, just making sure you have that ability, making sure that you're not dead before you're able to utilize his effect. Now, you are playing on mono blue decks, so we do have a lot of counter spells and those types of things to control the board, but Gogo does suffer in the aspect of when you have very aggressive decks that are getting creatures out turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Gogo's not probably going to have a chance on those types of decks, but if you are fighting some longer game decks, other blue decks, blue-white decks, etc., then that's where Gogo really does excel. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment below talking about Gogo or another commander that you want me to look into, or what is your favorite flavor of iced coffee. I don't really care as long as I talk to you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.